Okay, Mr. Edogawa's TV Classroom. Psychological Types for Beginners. The 8th of 10 lectures explaining the basics of Jungian psychology, the central theme of the Persona series.
Mr. Edogawa's TV Classroom.
Hello there everyone, it's time for Mr. Edogawa's TV Classroom. Everyone loves Jungian psychology, an invitation to for you that you don't know. Before you know it, here's the 8th installment, Psychological Types for Beginners. I'll make sure to ask questions that don't violate any doctor-patient confidentiality laws. Now let's begin the class. 10 Kiru Tsuchi Kiru Apo Kiru. Okay. First, some questions. I know the lesson's just beginning, but it's time for a question. Use the buttons in front of you to answer. Right now, what do you think you need to do with regards to your life? Make more friends. Learn more about myself. Maybe make more friends, I don't know. I see. Next we have another question. Please use your imagination. Say you are going to see an art unveiling at an exhibit of incredible paintings. This particular painting is one that no one has seen yet. The moment you see this painting, which of these do you think your mind is going to do first? Decide whether I like or dislike it, figure out what it means, try to see what it looks like, get inspiration from it. Do I decide whether I like it or dislike it? Figure out what it means, decide whether I like it or dislike it. Alright, that's all I need. We're done with the questions. Still, it's hard to come up with gimmicks on such a low budget. Still, that's the fate of public access TV. I'm sure some of you have figured it out by now, but I asked those questions to find out what type of mind you have. I like those commonly found. It's like those commonly found personality tests. In fact, you could say this method of categorizing people's minds itself was made known by Jung. He is the original personality tester. So today's lesson is the psychological types Jung used to categorize people. Psychological types categorized by two sections. He thought that two aspects were useful in categorizing the mind. The first is the direction the mind's energy faces, and the other is the way the mind functions. It may sound a bit confusing, so allow me to expound upon both of them. Whatever. Oh, you want to know the results of the personality test I gave you? I haven't forgotten about them, but let's wait until after the lesson. Extroversion and introversion. Okay. The first one about the direction of the mind's energy. People's interests either face outward or inward. Okay. Extroversion is outward and introversion is inward. Are you more inclined to be interested in the outside world, or do you tend to think internally? That's the difference. Have you ever heard of the terms extroverted and introverted? Yes, I have. That comes from Jung's theory about personalities, and extroverts An extrovert likes to talk to people and strives to learn about the latest fads. Conversely, introverts like time by themselves and approach new ideas with caution. I think that could be me. I think I might be a bit introvert, I'm not too sure. For 4 psychological functions, the second subject used to categorize the mind is the way the mind functions. This basically is what will a person's mind do when interacting with something. Jung split the results into 4 basic categories. These are the psychological functions. It is impossible to explain all of these in this lesson, but I'll give it a try. In technical terms, the 4 are feeling, thinking, sensation, and intuition. To simplify them, when a person sees something, deciding whether he hates or likes it is feeling, trying to reason about it, thinking is thinking, trying to perceive it through shape and color is sensation, and connecting it to other unconscious thoughts is intuition. Still too difficult, eh? Let me give you an example. Say for the moment, I have a piece of bread. I like it, I want it, would be feeling. Can I eat it, would be thinking. Yeah, that's about 4 inches long, would be sensation. Yeah, that would be good with a hot dog, would be intuition. That's how the 4 psychological functions work. Okay. Your type is... Okay, we've got like a diagram here. 1 feeling, thinking, intuition, sensation. Extroversion, introversion, feeling and intuition is introversion. Sensation and thinking is extroversion. So you see, extroversion and introversion are the 4 psychological functions. Feeling, intuition, thinking, sensation, yeah. These aspects help categorize your mind. Okay. 2 times 4. That means there are 8 types total. Now from the questions that I asked you at the start of the lesson. Are you an extroverted feeling type? You are an extroverted feeling type. Many entertainers are said to be this personality type. As a warning, this is just a general tendency and does not explain a person in detail. This could be a good first step in analysing the mind. However, it's pointless to rely on this as a guide and completely ignore the complexity of the human mind. I don't want you to get the wrong idea about these tests, okay? The mind compensates itself. With his type theory, Jung didn't want to merely split the mind into categories, but to showcase its special properties. Specifically speaking, that the conscious and unconscious regulate each other through a method called compensation. The 8 types are based on the conscious of that person, but that doesn't mean that a person can't also have other controverted, introverted properties or other psychological functions. they still exist in the unconscious and just don't show up on the surface as much. For example, have you ever agreed with someone with the personality type that is opposite you? This is because the other traits that lie about your conscious are working to help you understand. You are using another power outside of your personality, literally unwittingly. Okay. The conscious and unconscious compensate for one another. I'll mention this again, so be sure to remember it. Ugh. But still, the human personality is an interesting subject. We tend to judge people based on the aspects of personalities that we see, but Jung tells us that doing this is bad. Yeah, we tend to judge people based on the aspects of personalities that we see. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's supposed to be your actions that defy you. Yeah, but Jung tells us that doing this is bad. If you truly study the mind, it makes you a more benevolent person, like me. Now then, it looks like it's time. That's it for today.